Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. So I'm about to begin. I'm about to begin. Okay, let's go. So please, if it comes blank or you stop hearing me for even 1 second, or let me say you can't see my screen anymore, kindly just unmute your mic and alert me so I can check what could be wrong. Hope that's fine. So I'll need someone to just unmute their mics and tell me if they just heard what I said.
We heard you,
Yes,
sir.
we
Thank you
heard
very
you.
much. So I'm about to begin. So there's the very boring side of AI and the scientific jargons related to it. And there's the very interesting part and very fun part. So we're going to explore both sides, but I'll try to make the boring parts very quick and painless. But it's actually very important to understand those basics. But I want to make a bold promise. At the end of this webinar, I think I can try to fit it into 60 minutes. At the end of this webinar, you would know more about AI than 9 out of 10 people on planet Earth. And in just 60 minutes, you'll see. And after this webinar, if you soak in everything I'm going to be showing you today, you'd become the go-to person on AI in your circle. If that sounds awesome, then let's proceed. So what will you be learning from this webinar tonight? So first of all, we'll explore the basics of artificial intelligence and machine learning. We'll move to practical applications of AI in career and business. Then we'll move to effective prompt engineering, then AI image generation, and then career and business advancements with AI. I promise you it's going to be a very interesting ride. So if there's anyone here who has ever attended any of my boot camps, you know that I don't teach the same thing twice, except it's very important. And I'm going to keep that same streak today. It's always going to shuffle and it's always going to improve because AI moves so fast. It's one of the fastest moving innovations in history. Not even the internet moves as fast as AI does now. Almost every day, every 2 3 days, there's always a new innovation with AI. And let's forge ahead. So first of all, let's just go straight to the basics of artificial intelligence and machine learning. Let's explore the basics. What is this thing actually? Let's destroy all the myths and all the confusions. Let's actually see what artificial intelligence is and how does it work, how is it created in the first place. So first of all, let's look at the history and foundations of machine learning and AI. Don't worry, we'll not waste time on the boring stuff. We're going straight into the interesting stuff. So now, most of you may have, for those of you who have heard about AI, you probably started hearing it with ChatGPT. That's like the most popular thing. ChatGPT, ChatGPT, ChatGPT. But AI has actually been in development for a very long time. It didn't start with ChatGPT at all. As a matter of fact,
Your line is keeping, sir.
okay, okay. Is there any other person having similar issues?
No, it's clear for me.
Okay,
No, it's clear.
okay.
It's
It's very clear.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So it was first mentioned in 1956. That's a very long time
Yeah,
ago.
I think it's clear now.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. It was first mentioned in 1956, and that's a very long time ago by the computer scientist John McCarthy. And that was when they began to explore the possibilities of machines thinking. Can AI think? I'm not going to read off the screen, I'm just going to teach, but you can read everything on my screen for improved understanding, right? So they were exploring the possibilities of AI thinking, or sorry, of machines
I
thinking.
I can't see the screen.
Is that just one person, or is it affecting everybody?
The screen is there. Oh.
The screen is there. People the should screen is there. I can see it.
Okay,
Interrupting the
so please,
class.
that
When
must be
you
for
have
me.
problem, type it, please.
Thank you very much. Okay, so artificial intelligence in its most basic form is the ability of a machine to think and understand data. So people think that AI is a tool or it's a thing. It's not a thing, it's a characteristic. Are you understanding me? So it's not a tool, it's a characteristic. Just the way your own intelligence is not a tool per se, but it's a characteristic that you have as a human, as a Homo sapien. You have intelligence. So artificial intelligence is the computerized version of that. It's the ability that a machine gets that gives it the ability to understand data, not normal definition of computers that it can process data. No, now it can learn and understand data and then learn from that and continue to improve based on the data set it is trained with. So it's just like your computer having a brain of its own, and it goes beyond what you program it to do. So, for example, you have a robot, for example, it is programmed to lift a cup up and put a cup down. Are you following? But now you give it a different size of cup, or let me say you program it to lift round cups up and drop round cups down. And now you give it a square cup. It can't do that because it's not programmed to do square cups. But AI gives a machine the ability to adapt to new information such that even if you trained it just to carry round cups, it can learn how to carry square cups, oval cups, rhombus shaped cups, different kind of cups. Do you understand? So that's the ability that AI gives to your machines. And how does it get this ability? It does it through something called machine learning. Now, what is machine learning? So, machine learning is simply you, not necessarily you, but someone teaching a computer or a machine how to recognize things. They usually do this by giving it lots of examples, although there are three types of machine learning. But the most basic form of machine learning is you show it so many examples and then you introduce what they call reinforcement. So, a kind of a punishment and a reward for when it gets it right and when it gets it wrong. So, let's move on to that shortly. So machine learning is how these AIs learn, right? There's a supervised learning, there's unsupervised learning, and there's reinforcement learning. So imagine back in the day when we were in school, the teacher teaches you something. There's someone that you actually follow to get the knowledge they're trying to pass on to you. Do you understand? So there's literally a scientist or a person guiding this AI tools will say, okay, this is a cat, this is a dog, this is a cat, this is a dog, this is a cat, this is a dog, right? But now there's also unsupervised learning where there's no teacher to tell the AI that this is a cat, this is a dog. There are just tons of images or examples of what a cat is and what a dog is. Do you understand? And because of that, the AI would need a ton of examples for it to be able to pick what a cat and what a dog is. But eventually, it will learn it and it will master it, and that's just how it keeps learning. So it can first of all learn what a cat is and what a dog is. When you show it a picture of a cat, it will say this is a cat. When you show it a picture of a dog, it will say this is a dog. But then it will move forward from there and keep learning, and then he now knows the difference between a Rottweiler and a Chihuahua. He knows the difference between a Chihuahua and a Bull Mastiff. That's how he keeps learning. And then reinforcement, which actually has to be the strongest, is you program a kind of reward and punishment algorithm into the computer. And whenever I get something wrong, it gets a punishment point. As a point is deducted. And whenever I get it right, a point is added. I'm just saying using this basics to show you how crazy these tools are. You understand? So that is reinforcement learning. The scientist provides data sets for these machines. Whenever they get the thing wrong, they get punished. Whenever they get it right, they get rewarded. And so they learn these things and they learn it so well it sticks. Do you understand? They can't forget. They are not humans. Do you understand? Okay. Now there's even a deeper realm to that, and it is called deep learning. And it was modeled after the human brain because the human brain has something we call something in the human brain called neurons. Neurons, they're like links in your brain that help you store information, right? It was modeled in this AI thing, and it is called neural networks. But a very basic way to understand it is imagine it's a very big book with 500 pages, and each page helps you understand a particular subject deeper and deeper. For example, the first page shows you the ear of a cat. Second page shows you the whiskers. The next page shows you the eyes. Just deeper, deeper, deeper information about the cat till you finish that entire book and you know every single specific detail about the cat. You can see just the toenails and you can say, yes, that's a cat. You can see just the eyes and you know that's a cat. You can see even a DNA specimen and you know that's a cat. This is how deep learning happens with AI tools, and they can learn something so deep that even with the slightest amount of details, they can know what it is. Let me give you a shocking fact. ChatGPT can predict 32,000. I think it's around the 32,900 and something. Let me say you're writing a sentence, for example, right? You write the first word, the second word. I'm saying ChatGPT can predict the next word up to the 32,900 and something one. Do you understand? I don't know how to put that correctly, sorry. But it can predict that much because of how much it has learned the English language. Do you understand what I just said? Okay, moving on. So AI can generate text. It can write books. It can write essays. It can solve complex chemistry. It can do your homework, do your child's homework, write and pass exams, generate images of anything you can imagine, graphic design, generate videos, create websites. The list is endless. And how did they learn to do this? With data. Actually, in that 1956, why didn't they get all these upgrades we're having right now? Because there was no enough data for AI to learn then. But when the internet was created in 1983 and 1996, when it was released, when there was just an influx of data upon the web, like everybody's uploading their lives on the internet, everybody's uploading their books, everybody's uploading images of themselves, everybody's uploading their artworks, their music, their everything, all their creations, all the billions and trillions of data footprints that have been created by humans. These AI tools have access to all these things and they've learned based on that. For example, they've literally mastered text generation. There's nothing that can be done with text that AI cannot reproduce. It can write poems, can write books, can write stories, can write emails, anything that has to do with words, even your nuanced meanings, like it can understand the underlying meaning behind words. That's not supposed to be possible, but it is possible because there are billions and trillions of data sets around text that these AI tools have learned from. So for those people who still skeptical whether they should introduce it or not, or embrace it or not, it's not a trend. It's not something that came up and will die out. It's been in development for a very long time. It's just like the internet. Imagine some people when the internet was introduced and they said, no, no be 66 be that, so no go use them. What are they saying now? Everybody has to use the internet right now because it's generally accepted and it's not going anywhere. That's the same way AI is. AI is not a trend. It was not just created, it's been coming. And so your best bet is to learn about it and know how to use it. So now AI is very smart and does a lot of great things, but it's also the reason your keyboard autocorrects potato to pirate. Why? Because if it's seen you type pirate a million times, so next time you are typing P, once you press that P button, you're seeing the um the suggestions at the top of your keyboard is giving you all the words that you've been typing. How is it doing that? It is learning from the things you've been typing. That's simply AI. It's a tool that knows how to learn from data. If something is repeatedly done with a predictable outcome, it can learn it. I hope you understand. So you can tell AI to write a poem in the style of John Pepper Clark, and it will write it. You've never written a poem in your life. You just tell it, write a poem about a white fridge in the style of John Pepper Clark, it will write it. Write a poem about a red shirt in the style of Wole Soyinka, it will write it because that's all their poems, all their written things in his database. It's learned off of them. So now moving on. I hope by now you see that AI did not begin with ChatGPT. As a side note, ChatGPT stands for Chat Generative Pre-trained Transformer. Transformers, that simply means that they understand text, that's the normal human language, and they can communicate in that same language. But before this ChatGPT blob that happened in 2021, there were some very famous AI tools that have been in use by some very big corporations and big companies. For example, there's IBM Watson. IBM Watson, one of the big ones that is used hugely by huge companies in finance, in healthcare. I know a lot of medical people are saying it can't really do much in it will do a lot because they've been using it and it's going to improve. Why? It may seem that surgeries are very delicate, but I said something. If it can be done repeatedly with a predictable outcome, eventually with enough data sets, it will learn how to do it and do it well. So scientists, doctors have been using these tools in very large hospitals and organizations to predict correctly the illnesses that people are suffering. That sometimes the illness you're trying to diagnose someone with an illness and it's not really clear. They just input all the details into the artificial intelligence, and because it has gathered all this data from its data collection, it can help the doctor make very direct diagnosis, and that's really helped people's lives. You understand? That same IBM Watson went to a show called Jeopardy and he won it against humans. Do you understand? So the same IBM Watson has been using finance to predict trends. It's been used in a lot of places. Now the Siri that you have in your iPhone, that's an AI tool, right? It's powered by artificial intelligence. Although it's not as powerful as the current GPTs, but it is actually very powerful. Same as Alexa and the rest, right? So now let me give you a way to think about it. Don't see it as something that's undesirable. It's not really. about 300, 400 years ago, what were humans doing? We're gatherers, we're farmers. That was our major thing. We're hunters, we're fishermen. But how many of you can still go and fish right now? How many of you ask you, would you like to go to the village and start farming? You say no, Abi. I want someone to reply to me, please. If you know that you can leave all your fancy job right now and go to the village and start farming, just reply and say yes, I can go.
I can no. I'm
No
a
one
farmer.
can
Sef.
go.
Okay, great. The truth is,
I'm
Come
a
back.
farmer.
okay, great. The truth is, it's not really desirable anymore, and it's not something that people want to do. But that was our major source of income years back. So I want you to see this thing as okay, now humans are being called to a higher realm of work. We're being called for things that require more of our brains, our thinking, our emotional sides, and we're about to leave. Can you please, who's that? Can you please mute your mic, please? Okay, great. Thank you very much. We're being called to things that are no longer repetitive. Repetitive tasks now they are going to be taken up by machines, right? So our own role right now is to learn what these new skills are, what we need to elevate our minds to. I don't know if you've noticed, but the standard of mediocre has greatly increased. Average has increased so much. I don't know if you've noticed. What used to be okay is no longer okay anymore because innovations are being made daily. So it's a call to higher forms of work, right? We must leave the old behind and begin to learn and find out what these new things are. Imagine 10 years, 20 years from now, we'll be looking at our present day jobs as probably old school. Do you understand? So we have to make sure that our minds are open for the new possibilities that AI brings. And now let me show you why you will love AI. Let me show you why. Number one, and why you think that some of you think that I'm not being but the thing is, that's just you and your opinion, right? When the other humans who have the actual power on planet Earth see how useful these tools are, they're not going to ban them, right? People are going to keep using them, and eventually, since you're not the president of the world, you have to align. Do you understand? There's almost nothing you can do about it. So here's why you will love AI. Number one, unparalleled convenience. I know Google is easy to access. You can go to Google and type um, what is the name of the fifth president of the United States. It's very convenient to just go to Google and search something. But you know what's even more convenient? ChatGPT. What's even more convenient? Perplexity AI. Why? Even when you search for something on Google, sometimes you have to scroll through tons of websites to find what you're looking for. There are AI tools that can get you those results this fast. I don't know if you've noticed when you search something on Google, there's a special AI generated result that comes at the top even before you start seeing the results from the websites. Google know what they're doing. You understand? It is convenient, very convenient. So there's this kind of convenience it brings into our lives that you can't really, because humans we like things to get easier and easier and easier. That is why almost every innovation was made, right? Why was a car made in the first place? We made transportation more convenient. We're riding on horses. Now we wanted bikes. Now we want cars. Now we want flying cars. We created planes. Why? To make things easier. Do you understand? Why just almost everything that's been created by humans was to make things easier for themselves. Do you understand? And then number two, personalization. People love it they are when they matter, right? You want something that is tailored for you and you alone, something that has you in mind. You understand? So these AI systems have a way of using your own data for them to become like your own AI things. You understand? So they take your data, they take your behavior, they take the things that you like, and they show those things to you. That's why TikTok is so addictive. Instagram, they have these AI algorithms that score, that draw all the data from all the things you interact with. Even if you don't have an account, just open 5 TikTok videos. You start seeing notifications at the top. This account you interacted with just posted. You never follow that page, you just interacted with their post. And these AI tools and these AI algorithms, they take note of everything you're doing. So when you come on TikTok, what do you keep saying? Every single thing you're interested in is what you keep seeing. The first page, you scroll and you can't stop scrolling. Why? Because it is personalized to your preference, to what you like seeing, and that's how they keep you hooked. You understand? So now, number three, continuous learning and adaptation, as opposed to the older tools that they don't really improve with new information, um, with new data sets. These new ones, with every changing variable, they improve. With every changing variables, every new information that drops on the internet, they improve. So they can't get outdated. Do you understand? They can't get archaic. They just can't, because as you grow, they are growing with you. It's no longer a robot that, oh, what he used to do, we no longer like it again. Let me give an illustration. There's I don't know what they call it again. I think it's like a small round thing. Usually it's automatically sweeps the floor for you. It's like a vacuum cleaner, but automatically sweeps, right? And there was a time when you have to manually use your hand to move the vacuum cleaner around. Eventually they made it so that it can move on its own. Let me tell you what an AI will do. An AI will be so smart to learn when, oh, this person does not like me, does not like moving me up and down. On its own, it will reconstruct itself to become more convenient for you. That's how crazy AI will be. I'm telling you how it will be. It's not there yet, but it will automatically reconstruct itself to become more convenient. As your convenience needs increase, because you're human, you're almost never satisfied. That's basic human psychology. You keep going deeper, deeper, deeper. Eventually, you don't want to do any work again, and the AI will understand it will keep innovating itself. That's where we are going to. You understand? So number three, I said, was continuous learning and adaptation. It will keep adapting. And then number four, language mastery. Language is no longer a barrier. I don't know if you've seen this new Samsung S20. Is it S24 or S25? You can actually have a conversation with someone via call in another language, and the person will hear you in his own language, you will hear him in your own language. That was facilitated by an AI, right? It has the mastered language already, and you don't necessarily need a translator anymore. On the live call like this, you're speaking your English, the person is hearing in Spanish, the person is speaking Spanish, you're hearing them in English. So now, here's why you should not be afraid. Listen very close to this part. Here's why you should not be afraid. Jobs are going to be lost, but who's going to take the jobs? Not the AI themselves. It is humans who know how to use AI tools that will take these jobs, right? But whenever a job is destroyed, another one will be created, right? So when, for example, AI marketing is taking off, there will be another one that you should learn quickly, and then you can get a job there. So whenever there's a job lost, another job will be created. That's why you need to keep your eyes open, and that's why you need to keep learning, and that's why you have to attend webinars like this. Do you understand? So embracing AI means embracing a future full of new and exciting job opportunities. People think that prompt engineering is a job. It's not a job. Oh. Don't allow them fool you with basic things. The real things are way deeper than just prompt engineering. I can teach a 5-year-old prompt engineering. It's not hard. Anything that is not hard is not a new job. Listen to me very closely. If it is very easy and everyone can do it, do not see it as something worthy of spending hours, times, decades learning. Do you understand? If it is easy and very accessible, it is not going to be valuable. The most valuable things now will be things that are hard, that take time to learn. Those are the things you need to learn first, and then you can now use AI tools to upgrade it. More on that later. So now number two is AI needs us. In as much as these things are moving very rapidly and fast, they cannot function on their own. I first said that AI learns off of the billions and trillions of digital footprints created by humans. If humans never made those things, these tools will be useless. They will hallucinate. So they still need us. Even into the next 10 years, they still need us. So you have no reason to be scared. And then there's the third one, which is human touch is required. AI might be powerful, but it lacks the human touch. There's still that thin line of emotions that scientists are trying so hard to inculcate into these AI tools, and they will learn this eventually. But for now, human touch is still required. They can't just lose control and decide to kill all humans on Earth. They can't do that. So now, just to be sure, I want to do a check to make sure you guys can still hear me and see my screen. So please, if you can still hear me and see my screen, kindly react by raising up your hands or dropping an emoji or dropping a message in the chat box. Okay, great. Okay, great. So are we enjoying the webinar so far? So I can move on to the Will Hart of the Daily Beast.
Yes, we're enjoying it.
Yes, we're enjoying it.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I want to proceed now. Okay, great. So practical applications of AI in career and business. Let's listen very closely because there's a lot of news, a lot of clout, there's a lot of things that you should not be paying attention to. So let's put your eyes on the things that you should be paying attention to. Great. So let me put it this way. AI comes to, there's a word I like to use, it's called democratize. And what does that mean? It means it makes things accessible. Democratize, it means it makes things accessible to everyone. This is the first time in history that this amount of knowledge and information is available to everyone. Like you can literally access almost anything via ChatGPT. It has almost all the knowledge on the internet. This is the first time it is that easily accessible, and you should think very, very, very fast and very quickly as a Homo sapien. Why would that kind of information be put in everybody's hands that quickly and that easily? Could there be an agenda behind it? Are they trying to make you so hooked and dependent on these tools? You need to think very fast and wide. But there's the bright side to it. Things that you could not have done before, you can now do them. And then the things you already know how to do, you can instantly become better at it without even stressing much. So my philosophy about this thing is, I don't want you thinking of being lazy, but you should learn the hard skill first. Please kindly mute your mic. Kindly mute your mic, please. Okay, thank you. So I don't want you being overly dependent on these tools. I need you to learn the hard skill first. If it's content creation you want to learn, if it's content you want to create, learn the rudiments of content creation, then use AI to enhance it. If it's copywriting, learn your copywriting first, then use AI to enhance it. Whatever it is you want to do, I need you to learn the hard skill first. Because let me give you an example. But there's something called garbage in, garbage out. If I go to ChatGPT and say, generate a poem about a car, I just need enough people to say those exact same words. And what would they get? They will get the exact same results. Just enough people to give that same prompt. They'll get almost the exact same result. So that's where a lot of people will be stuck. That's going to be the new middle class. All of you doing the exact same thing. So you have no choice but to still fall on that rule. But if you learn the hard skill, there are certain things I like to call industry jargon. There are certain things you know in your brain, such that when you use those words to the AI, they understand exactly what you mean and they are able to give you superior outputs. So if you do not learn the real skill or the hard skill first, you're technically a moron. So when a moron prompts AI, what will you get? You get moronic results. So this is not a time to be lazy. This is actually a time to learn more and know more than ever. Because if everybody can do it, if all you know how to do and everything you know how to do is what ChatGPT can create, your value has dropped immensely. Do you understand? Kindly mute your mic, please. So what you know how to do must be beyond what any single person at any point in time can easily just go and do. Do you understand? So it must be something beyond that, a little bit beyond that. So now let's move on to applications. We have content creation. Content is not just videos. It can be write-ups, blog posts, social media copy, even ads, product description, emails, templates, any of these things. AI can do them because it's text. It has mastered it, has lowered the barrier to entry. Anybody can write any kind of content right now. Do you understand? So brainstorming and ideation. So sometimes something we like to call writer's block in writing. It also happens in brainstorming. You're trying to think of something, but you're not really coming up with anything. So all you have to do is give your idea to AI and to expand on it like crazy. You can tell it, give me 500 ideas from this, and it will do it. It's an advantage to you. Number 3 is customer communication. It can generate personalized responses to common inquiries, freeing up time for complex issues. Then there's research and summarization. You know all those times you want to learn something from a very long YouTube video? You can take that link to certain AI tools and just tell them, summarize it for me. They will summarize the major points out of that YouTube video for you. Simple, right? So there's translation and localization. Any kind of text to any kind of language, AI can translate languages very easily, right? So now, multidimensional applications for professionals and business. So for marketers, right? Every business needs marketing to survive. Every business needs sales. to thrive, right? This is one of the most profitable industries you can be in at this point in time. Do you listen to me? Have a product you're selling. Your job is important, yes, but have something you are selling. If you really want to make bastard money online, have something you're selling, right? So you can create compelling ad copy, can analyze competitor messaging, can generate social media campaign. Anything has to do with words at all, you can do it. For sales teams, the exact same thing. Customer support, same thing. HR, create job descriptions, job policy, all those long rules and regulations, or what do they call terms and conditions that nobody reads, and you've been given a task to write it, no problem. AI can write it top to bottom, no stress. Can write every single thing. Can assist with interview question development. Before I quit my job in January, I was in the ICT department and I used to create interview questions. No stress. I go on my ChatGPT, it brings everything out. I write all the specifics. Boom, interview questions made in 5 minutes. Something that should take you hours with brainstorming and the rest. You understand? So, product developers, it's a very fun thing that you can do for those of you that create products or with tailors or anything. You have a kind of product you're trying to create. It's something very creative. You want to draw it out or something. You can just use those words and those thoughts, give it to AI. It will visualize it for you. This is one of the best times to start a business ever. For educators and trainers, you can develop lesson plans, you can create interactive quizzes, you can provide personalized feedback for it. It's almost unlimited. So now let's enter the practical sides. Are we ready for practicals now? If you're ready for practicals, kindly raise up your hands. And our call will be ending in 13 minutes. Once it ends, I will send a new link to the group so that you can rejoin. Hope that's fine. So please, if you're ready for practicals, kindly raise up your hand so I can see you. Great. So we have 14 minutes. Whenever the call ends, we'll start again. So let's go. So now, generative AI. I've said already that AI has mastered text generation. The three most popular AI text generators are ChatGPT, as you've popularly heard. There's Google Gemini, and then there's ChatSonic. I want us to use Gemini for our practicals today. So for you to get access to Gemini, please just go to this thing you're seeing here, this website here, https://gemini.google.com. You should have a Gemini account by now. It's linked to your Google account. So if you have a Google account, once you open that, you would have access. It does not require any complex signing up. So please go do that immediately. And once you've done that, you should be here. You should be showing you something like this, an interface like this. So please do it now so we can proceed. We have 14 minutes, so we don't really have much time to waste. So I'll give you like 2 minutes to get yours created. If you have yours already, if you had one before or you have yours created, people
Sorry,
can
please,
start.
can it be shared on the group so we can just go there directly?
Okay.
I'm there.
Okay, that's good.
I'm there too.
Okay. Okay. Please, just search Gemini on your Google. I can't really send messages to the WhatsApp group right now. Please just search Gemini on your Google, and that's it. It's not going to be difficult. So I don't want anyone to be lost here. Just search Gemini on Google, and that's it. So if you're still having issues, just tell me so I'll know what to do.
Okay, I'm there.
Awesome, great. Thank you. Oh yeah, that's true. Thank you. I could even write it here in the chat.
I'm there.
Awesome.
Okay, I'm there.
Awesome. So let's proceed. How many minutes do we have left? Um.
11 minutes.
Okay, great. So let me just proceed first. I'll create the new one. So great. So if you are here, you see there's a place where you have to put a prompt. So what is a prompt in the first place? I'm not going to do any jargons or any complex things. A prompt is simply how you communicate with AI. You have commands with normal computers, but here it is prompts. It is your ability to convey exactly what you want to this AI tool so that they can understand you and give you the exact results that you want. That is it in its most basic terms. Are you listening? That is it in the most basic
Sorry,
terms.
please, sir.
Yeah?
I'm seeing chat with Gemini. Is that where I should click?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Great. So this is the popular prompt engineering everybody's talking about. We're about to demystify it right now. It's not really complex. I'm telling you, a 10-year-old can do it. So it's just one of the things you have to learn to communicate better with AI. You understand? So crafting the perfect prompt, the art of clarity and precision. I hope you were listening. I hope we're there. So great. So clarity, specificity, and industry jargon are the three things you need to get clear and concise instructions given to AI or your AI tools so that they can give you tailored results as you're looking for, right? So you not say I need a scissors, I go and get a chair. You must have fucked up something there that made them give you a chair. You understand? So it's the act of accurately conveying what it is exactly you want so that you can get the results you need. So first of all, clarity means you're using simple, straightforward language, right? So you will not tell someone to proceed north when you can say go straight ahead, or you will not say I want to eat when you can say I want pizza, when actually what you wanted was pizza, right? So I want to eat can be um I want to eat granite oil, I want to eat akasa and pineapple. It's just there are just so many things you can eat, right? But when you say I want to eat,
Khalifa, Adnan.
kindly mute your mic, please. When you say you want to eat pizza, what you want to eat is pizza, and that's it, right? So there's specificity. Oh, that's why I should have used that example. But you get the idea. And then the last one is industry jargon. This is where having the hard skill in the first place is very important. Do you understand? This is where having the hard skill. Because if you don't have the hard skill, how would you know what to tell the AI in the first place? So, for example, in marketing, there's something called copy. In normal English, copy means to replicate someone's work, right? But in marketing, copy means a persuasive written material. Just the same way in engineering, there's something called talk, TORKUE, QUE. It means something specific in that industry. In medical line, there's something called tourniquet. They all have their specific meanings, and these AI tools, they know all the industry jargon for every industry, whether it's music, art, engineering, whatever. So if you speak that language, the AI understands you better. Our this is about to end, so I want to end this call and create a new one so that we can join in. We have just 7 minutes. So when I create that one, we'll have another 60 minutes. So please, I'm going to send it to the group now. I'd like you to join in again. So I'm going to create it now. I'm going to leave this one and create a new one. So please, I'll send the link to the WhatsApp group. Everybody, please be ready. I'll send it there and you join in again. We're coming now, 48. I want to see every 48 of you back in the second meeting. Please do that now so you don't miss out on the real stuff because we're about to get into the practicals. It's 55 and we're proceeding. So I was talking about industry jargon before we had to end the previous call. So don't worry, we'll not have to create another call again. We'll finish everything within this time frame we've gotten. So industry jargon is one of the most important things in your prompting. It's such that the AI understands what it is you want to say. So if you're talking about cooking, you have to use cooking industry jargon. If you're talking about engineering, you have to use engineering jargons, right? If you're talking about law, you have to use law jargons. And these AI tools understand all these things. They understand all the words. So you have to use them correctly. So now there's a very simple formula you can use. And we like to call it the perfect prompt. Although there's no such thing as perfect prompt, but that's something we can call it. So it involves having a context, then a specific information, then your intent, then how you want it to spit out the information or your response format. So you must give it a context, you must give it a specific information, you must show your intent and then your response format. You not just say AI, write me a resignation letter, or AI write me a birthday song, or AI write me this. You have to be very specific with these things. That way you can get more results. And if you're using a paid plan like GPT-4, having a very well made prompt will save you a lot of entries, because with GPT-4 you have a limit to the amount of messages you can send in a day, because these AI tools, they use a lot of computing power, right? So if you can compress everything you want into just one prompt, you'd have the AI immediately give you all your results, as opposed to you sending hundreds of messages just trying to refine and get one result that you're trying to get. And that's what I'm about to show you now. And so when you're about to do this, you must take note of these things. You must be specific. You must state your intent. You must use correct spelling and grammar the best you can, even though the AI can understand nuance, but try to use the best grammar you can, please. Then you must direct the output format. Do you want it to say it? Do you want it to summarize it? Do you want it to expand on it? Do you want it to just list out bullets? You must tell it how you want it to come out. And if it does not give you everything because it's not perfect, then you can ask follow-up questions, and then you can experiment with different phrasing. Do you understand? And then you can use the information, give it back to the AI to prompt for fact checking. And the fact that Gemini has access to the internet, it will check what it gave you through Google and see if it's correct. You understand? So now let me give you an example of an effective prompt, right? This one is a cooking example. So the context, I like to define context as the setting, the current situation. What is your current situation? So someone trying to make a special cuisine will say, I'm a beginner cook. If you're an advanced person, you say, I'm an advanced cook. So when you say that first line, they understands the kind of information to give you. If you can say I'm 10 years old, it knows what a 10-year-old will understand. If you say I'm 55 years old, it knows what a 55-year-old will understand. Number two, you must give it specific information. What exactly do you want to do? Right? What exactly do you want? I'm trying to make an Italian cuisine. Right? I'm trying to make a Calabar cuisine. I'm trying to make a Chinese cuisine. And then your intent, right? Your intent. You're trying to make an Italian cuisine with what? Spaghetti. And then how do you want to give it a response? Make it an easy 10-step process. You can say write it in form of an essay. You can say write it in form of a Venn diagram or a flow diagram. Your choice. So if you put all this together, the context, specific information, intent, and response format, what you have is, I'm a beginner cook. I'm trying to make an Italian cuisine. Provide a simple recipe for spaghetti. Make it an easy 10-step process. Another example, context, I'm new to baking. If you're advanced, you say I'm an intermediate baker. The AI knows what beginner, what advanced, or what intermediate means, right? Excuse me. Specific information. I want to learn basic bread making. Intent. Could you provide a simple beginner's bread recipe with common ingredients? Then response format. Break the process into clear steps and explain any baking terms I might not know. I am new to baking. I want to learn basic bread making. Could you provide a simple beginner's bread recipe with common ingredients? Break the process into clear steps and explain any baking terms I might not know. If you see my prompts are usually very long. Why? Because I try to infuse as much information as possible so that this AI can give me results tailored to my needs. Please, if you have not created your Gemini account, please go do so, because we're about to head into practicals, right? So now, if you've still not gotten your Gemini, please just search Gemini on Google. The first thing you see there, click on it. That's it. If you have a Google account, you should have a Gemini account. It's very simple. So if you've still not gotten your Gemini, go to gemini.google.com, please. That's very important. So because we're about to test out some prompts. Right, so I've done that. And the next one, this one is for business, right? Context. What is your current situation? I'm a small business owner with limited marketing resources. With that word alone, the AI knows how to tailor your information. Specific information, I need to promote an upcoming sale. Then you describe what you're selling. Intent, can you generate a few catchy social media post ideas to attract new customers? Then response format, include hashtags and suggest visuals that will pair well with the text. I hope this is not flying over your head. It is very simple. Just for you to start with, what's your current situation? I'm a student. Specific information, I'm having a hard time understanding organic chemistry. Intent, could you explain in simple terms as though I was a 10-year-old what alkanes and alkynes are? Response format, let it be a conversation where you ask me questions and I reply and you tell me if I'm right or wrong. That is very simple. So I'm going to share my Gemini now and we're going to try these things out. I'm going to try these things out. So for example, I'm going to use that student example I just used. So I want to stop sharing this particular screen and then share my Gemini screen. Hope you understand. So don't worry, it's going to be blank for a few seconds, but I want to share my Gemini screen now. So please, if you can see my Gemini screen, kindly react, please. If you can see my Gemini screen, kindly react. There you can see my Gemini screen. You can see my awesome, great. So now let's try something. So if you have actually created your Gemini account, you should be on an interface like this. You understand? So you may be using the what's it called, the simple version. So that's Gemini. So let me use that as well. This Gemini Advanced is a paid one, but you can actually use the free one and it works very very well. So I said first you have to add context. What's your current situation? You say I am a student, or I'm a chemistry student. Then your intent or specific information. I'm having a hard time understanding organic chemistry. That's your specific information. What do you want now? That's what's your intent. Could you explain the difference between alkanes and alkynes as though, okay, alkynes, right? Then what's the response format? Explain it as though I was 10 years old, right? This is what you want. This is a good prompt. Starts with your context, your current situation, your intent, sorry, your specific information, then the content. What am I saying? Sorry. Starts with your context, then your specific information, and then your intent, and then your response format. So once you click on send, it's going to use the exact words you have written to tailor out a response for you, and you can use this for anything. Now see the response it gives. Imagine you have building blocks for making really long chains. These building blocks are carbon atoms and you can connect them with sticks. In organic chemistry, these sticks represent different types of connections between carbons. Alkanes are like chains made with only single sticks connecting the carbon building blocks. Why is he using sticks and blocks? Why? Because I said explain it as though I was 10 years old. So if you have this very complex thing you're trying to understand, this is a very good prompt you can use. Once you describe what you're trying to learn or understand, tell it to explain as though you are 5 years, as though you're 15 years old. If it's still too complex, reduce it to 10 years old. If it's still too complex, reduce it to 5 years old, and I promise you, you will understand. So let's proceed back to my slides, right? So I hope you understand what I just said. So let's proceed back to my slides. Great. So I hope you understand what I just said. Now, there's something called personality prompt. It's even taking the prompting game to a new level. We call it role plus scenario. I like to call it priming. You prime the AI to take a specific role and then you give it something to do for you. For example, you have something related to academics. You can tell it you are a chemistry professor, solve blah 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 blah. Or you are a seasoned chef with 500 years experience. Explain to me how I can use aboniki, lime, and milk to make a cuisine. I'm just joking, sha, but just you understand what I'm trying to say. You can actually give it a role to take on, and it will show and it will give you more tailored results. So the formula is very simple: role plus scenario. For example, a role: you are a seasoned management consultant specializing in streamlining operations. Scenario: my company is struggling with inefficient workflows. Can you analyze this process breakdown? Blah 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 blah. Include all the information you need the AI to understand, and then take it to the next level. So I want to go back to my Gemini for a second and then show you an example of this. I'll just try 3 examples. For example, I'll show you 3 examples. So I want to, sorry for that. My screen is going to go blank for a few seconds. Then I want to just show you something. Don't worry, it will come up shortly. Okay, you should be seeing my screen now in 3, 2, 1. Can you see my screen now? Great. So now, the role plus scenario type of prompt when you tell AI to take on a personality is very simple. You give it a role to play. You are a dream interpreter. Then you add your scenario. I had a dream where I was swimming in a lake full of money. What does it mean? What did I do here? I gave you the role of what? A dream interpreter. And what is the scenario? I had a dream, blah, 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 interpret it, right? You understand? Do you understand? Great. So you can tell it you are a lawyer. Then you describe any law issue you have concerning any law, whatever you have, and do it. You can tell it take on the role of a chemistry professor. How would you describe hydrocarbons? And guess what it will give you? To give you results as though it was a chemistry professor. Now let's do something. Let's take it even more deep and make it more fun. You are, okay, imagine you are Snoop Dogg. I hope everybody here knows who Snoop Dogg is. Snoop Doggy Dogg. Snoop Dogg. I need you to write a 4-stanza rap in the style of Snoop Dogg. I say anything at all you can do. You can do. See, yo is the DOWG back with the. So it's very simple. These things have access to all the data on the internet. Whatever you want, you can tell them to write it. Okay, let's try another one. You are the legendary John Pepper Clark. If you were to write a poem about the hot balm Aboniki, what would you write? So sometimes you can just have fun with these things and you hit some very crazy inspiration. So it has almost all the data on the internet and it can write anything. Can you see? In simmering townships where tin roofs bake and dust devils dance in the sun harsh wake, there's a balm that brings solace, a fiery sting, a pungent potent Jesus Christ, a medicinal spring, Aboniki they call it, a name that ignites, like flame in the night, burning rot wrongs into rights. In calloused hands rubbed, on chest tight and sore, it brings forth a sweat, then relieve evermore. Oh my God, oh my God. Grandmother's wisdom in jars worn and chipped, a secret held close from lips softly dripped, eucalyptus sting and the mental school. Can you see this? Is this not blowing your mind? This is crazy. This is even the first time I'm trying that prompt. But you see how
It's wonderful.
you can see this. So this is just how it is. You can give it a role to play and then your scenario. What are you trying to create? And then you proceed with that. So now I want to go back to my slides. That's, oh my God, it just blew my mind again. Okay, great. So back to my slides, let's move on to an even crazier thing, which we like to call AI image generation. So the same way it has mastered text and words, it can also generate images, and we don't have too much time, so we're not going to go through all these tools. We're just going to go straight to, this is not DAL E23, this is DAL E3. So these are some of the most popular image generators. We have Lexica, we have Stable Diffusion, we have DAL E3, we have Midjourney, and lots more. By far, Midjourney is the best so far, but DAL E3 comes close as second. So we're going to use DAL E3 for our practicals. But this exact same way you can use your words to generate prompts, to generate results with text, whether it's poems, books, whatever. You can do the same thing with images. One of my favorite applications for this is for those people who are creatives. Let me say tailors, engineers. You're trying to brainstorm on what a new product would look like before you even create it. These AI tools can help you ideate what these things could look like, right? Can bring to life thoughts and imaginations. You had a dream, you want to visualize it. You can give this prompt to AI and they'll give you an image. You're trying to do graphics. You can do it as well. So anything that has to do with images, it's the exact same way you can generate any kind of words, it can also generate any kind of images. People use it for bad things. It generates images of things that never existed, but you can also use it for good things, right? So prompt engineering for images. I said earlier that you get the best results from AI when you use industry jargon. You therefore get the best results from image generators when you use photography terms. You don't have to go and learn photography from scratch. That's why this is good. Because guess what? Guess what? Now, see, let me show you what. The easy way. I told you something earlier that prompt engineering is not a job. Don't let anybody tell you that one of the things you must learn now is prompt engineering as one of the. It's not a job, anything, because anybody can do it. And guess what? Even AI can be a better prompt engineer than you. So the exact same way we can tell Gemini to write a recipe, we can tell Gemini to write a prompt for something we don't know how to prompt. For example, you're trying to create a result, you're having a hard time coming up with a prompt. You can tell Gemini or ChatGPT to create a prompt. For example, please create a detailed prompt for whatever you want. And ChatGPT or Gemini will take your words and try to create as detailed a prompt as possible. We'll get to that shortly. But first of all, I need everyone. I'm going to copy this and send it to the group, to the to the live call chat now. What we're going to use DAO A3, and Bing makes it easy for you. They give it to you for free, but you have just 15 chances to generate an image per day. So I'm going to send it to the chat now, to the in-call chat, so you guys can have access. So please check the in-call chat. You'll see the link that we're going to use. It is bing.com/images/create. Please click on it and stay there. We're about to do some crazy things right now. I'm going to give everybody 2 minutes or 3 minutes to do that. We have 38 minutes more. Let's not back up.
Sorry, sir, just 1 minute. So I just did a prompting now, and I have the content. How do I save it or extract it?
You can just copy it and save it in your notepad.
Okay.
So let's check the in-call chat. You see the link to the image generator we'll be using. I'm going to share my screen to that place now. So look at my screen. Look at my screen. If you've done it, you should be looking at
The
something like
link is
this.
not on the
No, it's not the WhatsApp group. Not the WhatsApp group. Okay, let me tell the WhatsApp group as well. I'll tell the WhatsApp group. Don't worry.
Google Meet yìí ló jọ. I can't open my message.
Don't worry. Check the WhatsApp group chat. I've sent it there as well.
You mute all of us.
Kindly mute your mics, please. I can hear you. Kindly mute your mics. If you have any questions, just ask it on the chat. Okay, great. I believe everyone can see my screen. I believe you all can see my screen, right?
I can't see your screen. No,
How about now?
there's nothing displayed.
How about now?
I still can't see
Nothing
it. I
is
don't know
showing on
what's
your
happening.
screen.
Okay, hold on.
Nothing is showing, just your picture.
Hold on, hold on. Okay, I'm going to do it again. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yeah, we can see
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
So, great. Thank God you can see my screen. So, we're about to do some very crazy things now. Are we hearing any echoing noises?
Yeah, it has stopped.
Yes.
Okay, great. So, is it still echoing or is it normal now?
No more. It's normal.
Thank you very
No
much.
more.
Great. So I want to show you some things with image generation. Now, so I said earlier that the easy way is to go to Gemini and tell it to generate an image for you. I don't think you really need an example for that. That's very simple. Just go to Gemini and say, create a prompt for something, right? I want to show you the actual way of generating prompts for images. So the formula is very simple. You have the primary line and then the secondary line. It's very simple. I have very complicated ways of doing it, but this is the most simplified way possible, right? So I'm going to type something in right now. I'm going to use the example to show you something. So for example, you want to create an image of you can do very crazy things. That's the fun. Whenever you want to give examples, you have to be very conservative. Anyhow, let me show you something. So you can say create, or just, so you can start with imagine. There are many ways you can say create, you can say imagine. Imagine an African boy. So your main subject is the African boy. What's he doing? An African boy building an intuitive, these are just words I like to use, intuitive car with
I like
empty
studying my class.
water bottles. Now you're not describing what you see around him. The scene,
I use them.
please mute your mics, please. The scene is a swampy, dirty surrounding. Then you keep describing what you're seeing around. He has his friends helping with the project. So anyone who's advanced with this will understand this is very basic. But just me trying to describe, let me even add more details. Imagine a 15-year-old. 15-year-old. And I didn't put enough descriptions here. I want to just show you something. So once you click on create, you see what it does. It's going to give it a few seconds, and it will load up something. The more specific your words are, the more specific a result you would get. And I like to teach image generation as very simple. What did I say? I said, imagine a 15-year-old African boy building what? An intuitive car, right? With empty water bottles. And what did you see here? How realistic is this?
Yeah,
Does it not look like an actual image that actually happened and someone snapped it? Right?
exactly. Yes, exactly.
See the
Yes.
next one. Does it not look like
Very
an
true. Very
actual
detailed.
image?
It's very detailed.
Incredible,
So
right?
this is
Yeah, it's very detailed. Yes,
Right?
and
asking me.
realistic.
You see something. So let's go to my slides now. Just a second, please. I want to show you the way to do this. So look at this. I hope you can see my screen. Awesome. So the primary
Yes, you
line,
can.
Yeah.
awesome. So the primary line is, it specifies the type of image to be generated, and then secondary line contains the scene, background, color, age, object info, characters, and just every other thing, right? So it's not difficult. It's just how much you can be creative, how much can you describe what you're seeing. But there are certain kind of words that give certain kind of results. For example, hope you're following. For example, there are words like photorealistic,
Oh, okay.
3D, 3D animation. There are words like hyper realistic. There are words like Unreal Engine. I'm not going to waste time on all of that. You can experiment that on your own. But just try to describe everything you want to see. If you're trying to create an image, go into that thing in your head and then describe every detail of what you want to see. You understand? So let's try some things. Let's try an illustration. So at the end of this, I'll send my slides to the group so that you can just copy off these things, or you can just type them as you're seeing them right now. So illustration, a guy on a green Milo sports shirt holding a glass cup filled with Milo chocolate. I actually got this from one of my students. He posted it in the group and I liked it, so I just took it off. And that was what I'm using here. I think it's even on the call. So this one is an illustration. A guy on a green Milo sports shirt holding a glass cup filled with Milo chocolate, blah, 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 blah. You can see all that and see the result. It was this one. This is a promotional image. If you wanted to make this manually, it will take you a lot. Now, let me show you the second one. 3D illustration. A realistic 25-year-old beautiful young African girl, busy writing code on a chair in front of a 3D Instagram logo. She wears a blue shirt, just details, 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 and see the results. Who here can create this thing manually, except you're a very good graphic designer? That's when you can do this. But now, anybody can do it. Why? Just with prompt and image generation. Can you see that? Now, if I show more, there's a picture. A young Nigerian dark-skinned lady, a doctor in the hospital, talking to someone while wearing a doctor's dress. And the result was what? This. So you see these things, these tools, they've scraped almost everything on the internet, and image generation is not difficult. So I just hope that we've seen that it's not difficult. So are we clear on that? Just go to the
Yes.
tool, describe it in the words that you
Yes.
can understand, and so we don't waste time. I'll send the slides to you or to the group so you can actually just read on your own. Example. So after generating all
Yes,
these
thank you
images,
for
some
the
people
slide.
some people
Oh,
say
we
that.
need it.
Okay, please. Can I continue?
Please, sir. Sorry to-
Okay, great. So some people want to use their own face on it. Does that
Yes,
really
I'm
count
lost. It
anymore?
lost me.
Because
I
some
don't
people.
know where.
Yes, go on, go on, go on. Okay, can I proceed?
Yes, I said I do not know where we are now. Where are we accessing? Because the last I got was enter your prompt. So I don't know which page now that you're using or which link.
Okay, don't worry. I'm recording this session, and I will send the recording. Hope that's fine.
Okay. All right.
Thank you very much. So that we
Thank you.
don't lag behind.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, great. So let me just
thank
Thank
you.
you.
proceed. Okay,
Thank you
great.
very
So now, what are some applications of image generation? So I've talked about content creation before. You can use it for visual storytelling, which personally is my favorite one. I don't want you to just generate images for fun. You can actually use them and use them for impact and to make money, right? So visual storytelling, just about using, for example, you're trying to create a video and you don't want to use your face. You can use images to depict what you're trying to pass across, and then just put them together in a slideshow. You understand, with voiceovers, captions, and the rest. You can use these images for ads. You can use them to create custom marketing visuals, right? You can generate images of product ideas before making the physical prototypes. You can design website layouts and elements quickly. You can enhance presentations with unique charts and illustrations. You can develop custom visuals for training materials, right? That's what you can use these tools for. So now, career and business enhancement with AI. Let's listen very closely. Now, let me quickly check how many minutes we have left. How many minutes do we have left? We have 28 minutes. That's more than enough time. Let's just proceed. We'll be done shortly. So great. I hinted earlier that man has been called up to a greater role. AI is here to stay. There's nothing you or anyone can do about it. You can't reverse advancement, and because it's so convenient, most humans want it. Even if you don't want it, most humans do, right? You can only get burned if you don't align. For example, those people who said they'll never use the internet, where are they today? Some people make it, but it's extremely difficult to do anything without the internet now. And that's how AI will be in the future. You understand? So imagine a world where work is smarter, decisions are sharper, and opportunities you never thought possible become a reality. That's what AI can do when you fuse with it. It's not going to work on its own. We're going to fuse with it. You understand? All those apocalyptic movies we've watched, it's really far away from that. Something called AGI, artificial general intelligence, that can control itself and then take over the world. That's way too far into the future. We don't see it happening anytime soon. And if you know what human means that we're made in the likeness and in the image and likeness of God, so that we can actually overcome any kind of obstacle and any kind of problem. Then you know that it's very hard for something to just come up and take over our species. We will always find a way to overcome anything that comes our way. That's us as humans. I hope you understand that. So now, let me just skip some slides and just move to the next thing. So AI is only useful to the degree of your knowledge. I said that before. If everyone has access to this tool, it means everyone can create the same kind of content. What will set you apart is your base knowledge, is what you knew before you
Please,
began to
oh,
use
you
it.
are breaking. No.
Is that everybody or only you, please? Am I breaking to everyone? Can you all hear me clearly? Are we there? Oh my God. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Can you all hear me? Oh my God. What's happening? Can you all hear me? Wait, please. Can you hear me now? That was an internet issue. Can you all hear me now, please?
Yes,
Yes,
we
we
can.
can hear
I
you.
lost
Yes,
you for a
yes.
while.
Thank you very much. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. That was just unfortunate. Sorry. So let's proceed. Let me share my screen again. Please, if anything like this happens, I really appreciate your prompt alerts. Please, let it just be like that again. If anything happens, just tell me immediately. Thank you very much. God bless you. So back to what I was saying. I was saying that if everyone has access to these tools, it means everyone can create the same kind of content. Average has increased dramatically. Mediocre is no longer as mediocre was before. Mediocre has moved up. You understand? So you have to upskill fast so that what you create will be different from what someone else creates. There are some original jobs that you run through AI detectors, and I tell you that it was AI generated. Why? Because they look alike. If you see a well done work, and you see an original one done without AI, you can't really tell the difference anymore. So you have to learn the base skill so that you'll be in this what's that word again? So that you can set yourself apart from someone that just doesn't know anything at all near your level and is just using AI to create content. You understand? So when you have the base skill, you always have an advantage. So soft skills matter now. Skills like critical thinking, problem solving, adaptability, effective communication, they are more important than ever. You understand? So can we all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I just have to be sure. Can you see my screen too?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Awesome. Thank you very
Yes, we
much.
can see
So
it.
now, number three is resources. You must take steps to go further in your understanding of artificial intelligence. And it boils down to joining webinars like this or being heavily invested on YouTube, learning new things or buying courses on the program on the subject. Because guess what? It's one of the fastest moving advancements ever. No advancement has moved this fast. That every 5 days, every 10 days, every 13 days, there's something new. I'm going to blow your mind shortly. So, what can AI fully do at the moment? Data entry. Remember when you used to look for data entry jobs? There are AI tools that can do those things faster and more efficiently than you. Do you know that? Customer service, chatbots answer simple questions now. You know that? Factory work, robots have been trained, even given artificial intelligence so that they can adapt to any kind of situation that may arise. But there's always a supervisor, right? But at least now you don't need the 300 workers that you used to need before. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but I'm just telling you what AI can do now and why you should start realigning your visions and the things you want to learn to other angles apart from these things that AI can now easily automate. Think about it like this: anything that is repetitive, AI can do it. So try to look for the things that are more dynamic in nature. You understand? So marketing and sales, even though marketing and sales is wide, and I'm not saying that AI can fully do marketing and sales because I'm heavily invested in marketing and sales, but to an extent, it can do some things. Do you understand? So cashiers, self-checkout machines powered by AI, Lego helpers, AI finds stuff in Lego papers, editing, that's one of the craziest parts. I don't think there's any human editor that can edit a paper as fast as AI can edit papers right now. Is it grammar mistakes? Is this better writing? Even without going to any specialized tools, inside ChatGPT and Gemini there, you can correct grammars. There's something called Quillbot. I don't know if you've heard of Quillbot. Quillbot, just paste your entire text there. In 10 seconds, every grammatical mistake will be underlined and you can click a button and all grammar mistakes are gone once. Just one click. That's Quillbot. Quillbot. These are what tools can do. Before, you need to pay a proofreader to go through all these things step by step and then do. It used to be very tedious. Now repetitive work has been automated. Now money analysts, AI trade stocks, figures out risk, can do so much. So now I'm gonna blow your mind with this. Now, about their tech boys and girls used to think that they are safe. They are not safe too. Even the digital skills, some of them will still be taken, or rather, some of them will still be automated. So, for example, Devin is a new upgrade. It's coming soon. It's an AI tool in development that promises to take care of software engineering problems. Like an AI tool, you can tell it, "Oh yeah, build me an app for finding houses for rent in my city." It will build it. Just the words, and it's done. That's crazy because that used to be very hard. As I said, it does something I call democratization. It makes things easier. It lowers the barrier to entry to a lot of things. So now, software is still in the process of being democratized, right? Being available to everybody, making it such that the same way even a 12-year-old person, or a 12-year-old boy or a kid can create a website on his own using no code tools, that same way you'll be able to create an app or an application using no code tools like Devin as well. But we're not completely there yet, but that's where we're going. Understand that AI learns from data, and if there's enough of it, there's nothing it can't learn, even surgery. Are you listening? So now let's proceed to this part. I like this part so well. It is safeguard for the younger generation. I have an insight that a lot of you here are the Gen Ys or millennials, and you have children, and you're really interested in how you can how AI works with them, right? The younger generation. And my advice is this: AI is useful to the degree of your personal knowledge. Becoming lazy in these times is you are damning yourself to being in the middle class. Yeah, you're literally shooting yourself in the foot. So do not shoot your kids in the foot. Ensure they learn the hard skills first. Ensure they still read. Ensure they still learn things, right? There must be please kindly mute your mic. There must be a base for AI to build on and enhance. Please mute your mic, please, please. This is very important. Okay, great. So there must be a base for AI to build upon, and even you as a student, if you are a student, do not heavily rely on this. Like, think about it. Why use AI to cheat in your exam when this tool is almost omniscient? That's all the knowledge. When you can use to learn that thing so well, and you wow everybody that you have all that knowledge in your head. Why use it to cheat when you can become that powerful? Instead of cheating, sit down with it 2 hours a day, and there's almost nothing you can learn. So average standard has changed. You must make sure you can create better than that. AI isn't perfect yet. We're still the smartest beings on the planet. We still have the most powerful tool, and that tool is our brains. We must still feed it. We must still grow it. And guess what? The degree to which your brain is powerful, that's the degree to which you can create things with AI. If you don't know anything, you would create what? Anything kind of result with AI. But if you know a lot, once you impute that your knowledge into AI, you'll see the results it will give you mind blowing, crazy. So I said earlier that one of the things you can do right now is to invest heavily in materials concerning artificial intelligence. And the CEO of Scallop Media, she's given us the go ahead to create a master class on artificial intelligence, right? And we have created just that. Now I want to tell you about it shortly. After I've told you about the masterclass, then I'll open the floor for question and answers. I just hope we have enough time. So the AI Profit Machines masterclass, getting an unfair advantage in academics, career, and business. Even when I didn't add academics there. So what are the things we'll cover? First of all, we'll talk about content creation in AI and why is content creation so crucial now? Why do you think everyone is going on Facebook, going on YouTube, going on Instagram, having an account? Let me tell you why. If you ever have plans to start a business in the future, or you already have one, you should be creating content. Why? Number one, advertising is getting so expensive. My last bootcamp I did, I spent 4 times to get the exact same number of leads slash customers as I spent in the one before that. So let me say I spent 50,000 before. I had to spend 250 to get the exact same results. Do you know how crazy that is? You have to drastically increase your prices, or just to do some marketing maneuvering just to get people to come, or just to turn over a profit. But with content, having a large following, you don't need to spend that much money on ads anymore, because you have the following, you have the list, you have the newsletter, you have all that. So this is why content creation is very crucial now. You should create content relating to what you do to make sure you have people who can always buy your stuff. Did you know that the cost of paid advertising on social media has increased by over 250% in the past 5 years? It's been crazy. So content is king and queen.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, sir. The call ends in 15 minutes.
I know. We're going to be done before that.
Okay.
So we're going to be done before that. So content is king and queen, right? It will help you reach your organic customer faster, sometimes even better than paid advertising, because you have to spend so much. For example, you have 250,000 followers on Instagram. You can reach your actual audience way faster and easier than you would if you were to run ads with actual money, because you spend a lot to reach that same amount of people. And the future of reach, having a large following in the future will be very expensive and will be a very let me say high paying ability. If you have a lot of followers in the future, you have like a gold mine, because attention is a very expensive commodity. If you have a lot of eyeballs on you, you are rich, plain and clear. So that's why you should create content. So what do we have prepared for you in the content creation aspect of our masterclass, right? So we're going to show you how to get endless flow of ideas for content using AI. We're going to show you how to write compelling scripts for your content with AI, even if you've never done it before. I'm going to show you how to get hyper-realistic voice-over narrations for your content for free. I'm going to show you how to add engaging captions on your content for free. I want to show you simple video editing for short-form content, if that's what you want to do. I want to show you how to generate the right images for video content. I want to show you how to get stock images and videos to combine with AI-generated images. I want to show you how to cut your long-form content into 10 plus shorts with one click using AI. For example, you have a 15-minute video or a 25-minute video. With just one click with an AI tool, you can cut that video into 30-minute second shots that you can share across your social media pages and have way more volume of videos. You can also show you how to create ads, visuals using AI content generation. And next, what do we have for you in this bond? First of all, this entire thing you've seen here is worth or is valued at 80,000 naira. Now, copywriting with AI. What is copywriting? Copywriting is the art of writing words that sell, or persuasive writing designed to make your reader take a specific action. Let me tell you now, every single thing you've bought on the internet from day one till now was facilitated by the words that convinced you to buy that thing. Either via a video or you reading it on your website, it was words that made you buy that thing, and that is copywriting, intentionally done for you to take that action. So as a business person, you must know copywriting if you intend to make good profits. Even as a professional, copywriting will give you an unfair advantage in the workplace to write compelling proposals, emails, job proposals, etc. that gets more acceptance or more yeses. I was supposed to add more yeses. I don't have time to add, I'll add it later. Cost of paying a professional to write copy for you is extremely high, but AI has come to brutally lower that barrier. Also, if you ever plan to leave the 9 to 5 rat race and transition into your own business, copywriting will set you apart and give you a head start in the marketplace to make better profit. For example, I myself, before I learned copywriting, I was selling around 100,000 to 300,000 my products. After learning copywriting, I began to hit over 7 figures without changing anything about my products. That's what copywriting can do for you. So what we cover in the copywriting aspect of
You
the
can't see your
masterclass?
slide again.
Is that just one person or everybody?
Just one
We can
person. We
still
can
see it.
see
Oh.
it.
Okay, we have 12 minutes left. Let's be fast with this. So in the copywriting aspect, we'll show you how to write compelling copy from scratch with AI, even if you are a beginner, you've never done it before. We'll show you how to incorporate copywriting frameworks with AI. We'll show you how to write hybrid copy, which is the best form of AI-assisted copywriting. We'll show you how how to get endless flow of copy ideas, and then how to write emails completely with AI, how to write scroll stopping ads using AI, best copywriting frameworks to use with AI, how to write spell binding sales pages. A sales page is a page designed to help you sell your products. How to write spell binding pages, sales pages with AI, how to write a product description completely with AI, and more. And this is valued at what? 150,000 on its own. Just search online for any copywriting course and see how much it costs. So now number 3, which is also very important and very valuable to me, is learning with AI, how to learn anything, right? I'll show you how you can break down ideas into the most understandable format. I've shown you today already that this thing has almost unlimited knowledge and information. So I'll show you how to incrementally prompt AI to teach you anything. Anything, when I say anything, I mean anything. How to create a curriculum for your learning. You can also use this for your child if you have a child, and if you're a student, to be very advantageous to you. Even as a professional, you want to advance your career, this is very useful to you as well. So case studies, I'll show you with economics, I'll show you biology, I'll show you geopolitics. We'll use history, we'll use coding, we'll use math as just examples of how you can learn anything. And then also to cover how you can deal with assignments and projects. This on its own is worth 30,000. And then next is AI advancements. I'll show you how you can build websites using dedicated AI tools just by entering a prompt. You don't have to do anything, just write a prompt and your website is done. how to get the most advanced chatbots like GPT-4 and Claude 3 at less than 10% of the price. For example, GPT-4 costs $20 per month. Claude 3 costs $20 per month. I'll show you how you can get two of them at just $2 per month. And then how to transcribe your voice notes to text on WhatsApp and Telegram using AI. How to get hidden AI updates before it reaches any social media platform. You see it first before it gets public. Imagine what that could do for you. And then that's on its own is worth 35,000. And the first bonus is what we call professional resources. We'll show you how you can write job landing CVs using AI. Show you how you can craft cover letters, professional summary, etc. completely using AI, and how to automate your job search and application using AI. This on its own is worth 40,000 naira. Now, the total value of everything, first one is worth 80,000, next one is worth 150, next is 30, 35, 40. We're going to have a feedback community that will be open forever, and that's priceless. And then certificate of completion, which is priced at 5,500. So the total value of everything you're getting is worth 340,500. But am I going to ask to pay that? No. So the Easter price for this is 34,500. But the early birds, the first 50 people to get this, will be paying just 14,999 naira. The late birds, the last 50 people will pay 19,999 naira. And after 100 seats, you want to force us to take you in, you pay the Easter price of 34,500. And we have just 100 seats available. Entry closes in 14 days, that's April 30th. And this training will begin in 7 days. So if you want to get a head start, you want to make sure you join on time. Remember, it closes in 14 days, but training starts in 7 days. So, satisfaction guarantee. Let me show you something. We're so confident that you would be astounded, completely astounded by what we're going to give you. I personally have trained 4,000 people on my own, but with Scallop Media, we're telling you that if at the end of this masterclass, you don't have more knowledge about AI and its uses than 9 out of 10 people on planet Earth, or you feel like you've not gotten value for your money, we are not happy with that as well. So ask for a refund and we will give it all back to the penny. We have a reputation to protect and we'll stand by this. And I can tell you something, with all the people I've trained, I've not had one person come back and say, hey, give my money back, I didn't learn anything, because you will learn way more than we haven't showed you here. So now, how to get it? You can go to, I'll send this to the chat right now, and I'll send it to the Telegram group, to the WhatsApp group as well. Seller.co/183931, and you'll be able to pay for this immediately. So let's not waste time. Let's go to our Q&A immediately. So I've sent the link to the chat. I'll also send it to the WhatsApp group. While you're doing that, please ask your questions now. We're done with our. You can ask your questions now. How many minutes do we have left? 7 minutes. So let's.
How long is the course for?
What do you say?
How long is the program going?
Okay,
how long is the program going to be
for? It's going to be for a whole month. Every week I'll reduce each of the modules.
1 month.
For a month, every week
I
would release each of the modules. So 1 week we'll focus on one, the next week we'll focus on the other, and just like that you'll complete everything, and then you get your certificate.
What time?
What?
What time?
It's going to be self-paced. It's going to be self-paced, so you have enough time to go through them yourself, and so nobody misses anything. So self-paced, but week by week.
Okay, another question.
Okay, sorry, please. I want to ask that the class is it going to be like an interactive class like this, or we just read on our own?
No. You're not reading anything. They're all going to be videos. Then we'll have a session, a live session like this every week to make sure that everybody's on the same page, and you can ask your questions and all that.
Okay, so are we going to be learning everything, content creation, copywriting, everything together,
as I said,
or just a section?
No, everything is included in this bundle. Everything, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, everything.
All right.
So, any more questions, please? Not only about the paid program, but also about everything we've discussed today.
What's the duration of the training?
I said it's going to last for a month.
A month.
I was asking a question before I was caught up by Esther. Can I finish my question, please? I wanted to find out if you can't make this session, is there another time you can make a session? Because I'm on a course right now. Thank you.
At the moment, this is the this is the only one, but we'll discuss
Okay.
with the CEO of Scallop if she's going to create another session like this, and then she would relay the information to you.
Thank
So
you.
how much is the cost?
So for the first 50 people, it will be 14,999 naira, and for the last 50, it will be 19,999 naira.
Then can we have the syllabus? Can we have it written out? I
Okay,
mean, you've mentioned a lot of things. Maybe
okay, sure, sure.
I might want to see it written, maybe like maybe on a flyer or just typed out, so
Okay, yes,
that
we'll
one
send
can
that.
see
We'll send that to
what we are learning again.
we'll send that to the group.
I know you've said it, but I mean written out so that one can see again. You might just want to like
Yeah, sure. I'll
look
send
at
it
it
to the
because
WhatsApp
you
group,
okay,
and
okay.
also I'll send my
All will be
slides as well,
learning.
so you can look at that as well.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
One more thing. You said it's going to last for a month. Is it going to be a weekend thing only, or how is it going to be?
Let me rephrase. When I say for a month, each of the modules will be taken care of for 1 week. So the first module, the first week, like that. I'm going to send the materials at the beginning of the week, and then you have 6 days to go through them, and then we'll have a live session on the seventh day to like consolidate everything. Is that fine?
Okay.
Which day of the week? Which day of the week? The seventh day.
Okay, I'll send the materials. That after the first 7 days, the first set of materials will be sent on a Sunday, right? Then the onboarding session will be held on a Saturday, just like this. Is that fine? Is it
Yeah,
okay?
it's okay, sir. We
Okay.
get you.
Any more questions? We have
Oh,
just 3 minutes to go.
yeah, I'm just thinking some of us are almost baby boom. We're not even
I
millennials,
know.
Yeah,
I figure.
and our brains are just the pace at which you're going. I hope this thing is quite friendly to all the generations.
I have a
I
bad
was going to
habit
say
of
because I'm
simplifying.
58, so
Yeah.
I'm,
Okay.
For that,
he's racing.
Listen, don't worry.
Yeah.
I have a bad habit of oversimplifying things, so it will be very simple. But just in case it's getting complicated, you can delegate it to your child or your staff. But I try my
Okay.
best to make it as simple as possible.
but
All
how
right.
useful will it be to baby boomers?
Ma'am?
How useful is the course? How will it be useful to baby boomers, as
Well,
she has said?
it's not necessarily about your age. It's about what you do. So if you have a business, or if you are currently working at a job, there's always an
Thank you,
application you can
Deba.
use.
Can I just come in here?
Yes, ma, you can.
We have only 1 minute left. Thanks
Yes.
everyone for coming on board. Please let's continue the question and answer on the group.
Okay.
Yeah, before Google Meet cut us off. It's nice having everyone here. Thanks so much for coming. We continue on the group.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Bye for now.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Oh, oh, Jesus.